Hey there, if you're watching this video, you probably heard somewhere that Cordyceps Sinensis, it's a type of mushroom that's grown primarily in parts of China that is basically a mushroom that invades certain types of caterpillars and then it grows out of them. How wild is that? But you probably heard that it is a superfood, that Cordyceps Sinensis is a superfood and that it can help you increase your energy, your vitality, your libido. It can help interact with your, help you maintain hormone health. So there's been, and hormone health impacts all of those areas. Now, this is one of those products that you really, really want to do your research on, because there have not been enough studies out there that can prove for a fact that Cordyceps Sinensis itself does all of those things. So for example, if we get something like vitamin C, we know how vitamin C works in our bodies. We know how vitamin C can affect our different cells and how our body uses it. However, as you can see on here on the ingredients list, that there is not necessarily a specific explanation of exactly how Cordyceps functions out there. There's still a lot of research being done. There's still a lot of people who, are pretty skeptical, because at the end of the day, this is, a Chinese herb, or like if you were to go to a Chinese herb store, this is where you would, or if you needed to find this anywhere, you'd probably go to a Chinese herb store. So with that said, those are many types of things that, depending on what you believe in, how you feel about those types of supplementations, then it might affect whether you believe the research that's been done or not. And on top of that, whenever I talk about any type of supplement, I'm very careful to consider what is placebo and what is like a true effect of something. So with that said, first of all, my personal experience is I've had more mental energy lately. But that could be, I take a lot of supplements. I take a pre-workout supplement, although I feel more energized than I do when I usually take a pre-workout supplement. I've been taking iron supplements because I tried to donate blood and I realized I had low iron and they rejected me. So I started taking iron supplements, and that can also have a positive impact on how you perform. And I've been taking vitamin D and D3 and K2 supplements, which can affect your mood and all of that. So it could be a combination of all of these supplements combined that I end up taking. But I will say, I haven't spent the time to do just a single supplement study for myself. So I'm going to go a little bit into Cordyceps, Cordyceps M versus Cordyceps S, which are basically the same, but they're very different. And I'll explain that in a second. But I will say that over the course of the past couple weeks, I've had this for a couple weeks now, I have felt more energized in terms of mental acuity. And I've been going to the gym and I've been working out, and I've had like desires and urges to exercise at night, but I can't really pinpoint exactly what that's from. Maybe it's from the Cordyceps Sinensis. Maybe it's from having better levels of iron in my blood. Maybe it's a combination of having the right amount of nutrients of D3 and K2 vitamins along with Cordyceps. So with that said, this does say, let's see, consuming, I'm looking for something that says that it has not been verified by the FDA or whatever. I'm sure all these things, but before you take any supplementation, just as a disclaimer, always speak with a certified professional, a doctor, or something like that. But with that, this is by Real Mushrooms. I got this on Amazon. This is one of the top-rated products on Amazon. This was one of it looked like the best sellers on Amazon. So I figured, hopefully, that large groups of people on Amazon know how to figure out the most high-quality products that you can possibly find. High-quality commitment, organic mushroom extracts, third-party lab verified for quality, guaranteed potency greater than 25% beta-glucans. So here's the interesting thing that I want to just, throw out there right now. From my understanding of the difference between Cordyceps militaris and Cordyceps sinensis. So Cordyceps sinensis is the actual mushroom that's found in the wild. So if you were to go out and you wanted Cordyceps mushrooms, you'd have to go out in the wild, find or maybe have your own farm or whatever. You would go find the caterpillar whose body has been invaded by Cordyceps, and then you would have to take the mushroom. And then typically in Chinese herbal websites and stores, they sell for about $1,000 an ounce, depending on the grade, more or less, up to like $1,500 an ounce. So when I found this is, I don't know how many ounces this is exactly. It doesn't say, 1,000 milligrams. So this is at least a few ounces worth of pills. They're just pills. You know, this is at least 1,000, not 1,000 ounces, but this is at least more than 1 ounce of pills. And this was not $1,500. So with that said, I wanted to figure out, like, what is the difference between Cordyceps militaris, Cordyceps M, and Cordyceps sinensis? Because Cordyceps sinensis is the one that's supposedly at the herb stores and where you would usually find it, is the official, like, real, true, like, compound that you would find out in nature. But then, you know, I started doing my research, and there's a difference. So you start doing your research, and I found, oh, well, so many people are selling this product, Cordyceps M, Cordyceps militaris, and it's important to do research. If you want Cordyceps sinensis, make sure that on the ingredients it says Cordyceps sinensis. Or if you're not buying it from like an Asian herb store or something like that, then, you know, and you're finding out a bottle and it's only like $20 or $50, then chances are you're not getting real Cordyceps sinensis. But here's why you should not be concerned, or maybe, you know, just do a little extra research, is supposedly, based on my understanding, is Cordyceps militaris, Cordyceps M, is basically a lab-created version of Cordyceps sinensis, basically. Well, it would be technically a lab version of Cordyceps, but it would be Cordyceps militaris as opposed to Cordyceps sinensis. Now, overall, Cordyceps sinensis is the full version, and what I would compare this to, and, you know, this isn't the full science, this is just, you know, what I've done from my own research, and, you know, everyone who takes a new supplement, you know, speak with the doctor, do your own research, do the studies if you want the true, you know, the true ingredient or whatever. From my understanding is that, you know, Cordyceps sinensis is the wild version, and Cordyceps M is the controlled version. And I don't know what sort of impact that has. It's like buying organic food versus food that is made in a lab. Is it truly that different? You know, it depends on what your beliefs are there. If you want pure organic, you know, unlab created, like non-lab environment created ingredients, then you're probably going to have to go to a Chinese herb store, pay, you know, $1,500 an ounce or $1,000 an ounce, and it might be more or less. I mean, I don't know the quality. There's different quality levels. There's different price points, different stores, different shops, different manufacturers coming from China. So all of those things combined, you got to consider what you're willing to pay for and whether this is going to do the job. So personally, I've had a good experience with this supplement, Cordyceps M, so far. The ultimate goal of it is to help you maintain peak performance. I personally heard about Cordyceps sinensis when I was on a blog, the Tim Ferriss blog, where Rich Roll was a guy who, you know, was a couch potato in up to his 40s, and then he started taking a ton of supplements and nutrition, a plant-based diet, and suddenly he was running marathons and doing all that type of stuff. So, and then he started a podcast, built a brand, and became very successful as an athlete, or as like a, you know, as like a runner. So with that said, I saw this on his blog, and it meant, or on the Tim Ferriss interview, and it talked about how he got peak performance. He was taking Cordyceps, and it helped them, you know, maintain higher levels of energy. And based on research he did, that it helps you improve your hormone levels. I mean, I didn't do the total like studies on this. I didn't, you know, call the FDA or anything. So check that research on making sure whether it's even something you want to consider, because maybe your challenge is not maintaining peak performance throughout the day. Maybe you have plenty of peak performance throughout the day, but what you need or might want is just having better skin or better hair, or you want to find things that are going to help you maintain better mental, like with B vitamins that help you maintain better focus and things like that. Or maybe you take some other supplement that you heard, right? But for the purpose of this video, Cordyceps M versus Cordyceps Sinensis, the main difference is supposedly that Cordyceps M is like the lab created version, which technically shouldn't be that much different if they do it right, but it could be. And with that said, here's what's interesting. It says made with organic mushroom extracts, third-party lab verified for quality. So those are some, and then guaranteed potency greater than 25% glucans. I don't know how to actually verify these things. I wish I had like a lab that could actually do it, but it's verified by a third party. Sounds like greater than 25% beta glucans is good. And organic mushroom extracts. So here's the interesting thing that I didn't understand, but again, this is a top-rated product on Amazon. This has a lot of reviews. It is a brand that is reputable, from my understanding. So with that said, the quality commitment. What is organic mushroom extracts versus what's the difference if it's made in a lab and it's not Cordyceps Sinensis, then what makes it organic? So I never really got that question answered from this company. But in this truthful review, have I found some benefits from Cordyceps? I have. Or maybe you look at this video and you watch this and you enjoy the idea of having Cordyceps Sinensis, then maybe you go do your own research and look a little bit more in depth. But it's a great company from what I've seen so far. I've definitely felt some results myself just by being able to feeling a bit more motivated and motivated to do certain things in a day, to maintain performance, to go to the gym, to do better at work. I mean, at work I've been a bit more energetic and more, I don't want to say social, because I'm fairly social, but a little bit more keenly aware of what's happening. But again, that could be multiple supplements, that could be all sorts of other things. It might not just be Cordyceps M or Cordyceps Sinensis. But basically, Cordyceps M and Cordyceps S are supposed to be the same thing, except made in different ways. One of them is grown from the actual fungus, which is a mushroom. Mushroom is a fungus that grows out of the caterpillar itself. And then the other one is lab created. But chemists do amazing things these days. They figure out ways to, chemists and scientists and people that work in labs figure out amazing ways to create things almost exactly as they are. Because if the chemical compound is exactly the same, then it ultimately comes down to how it was created, the quality, the verifiability, and all that. But third party is pretty solid. Third party lab verified, which is pretty amazing to have that third party verification there. So if you're looking for a supplement that is to help you get better performance, if you're looking for a supplement to help you maintain a higher level of vitality, then consider Cordyceps M or Cordyceps Sinensis, and then decide on whether you want like the Cordyceps Sinensis, which is going to cost $1,000 to $1,500 an ounce, or whether you want to, and maybe you could find a better opportunity, a better price somewhere else depending on quality. But maybe you just decided to go with Cordyceps M. You decide that something made in the lab is enough, and you've spoken with a doctor, you've spoken with some researchers, or maybe you've spoken with a herbalist or whatever, and you found that this is the one for you. So with that said, check out the reviews. It's worth the time. Check out the research and studies and experts who have been using this product. Those are worth knowing as well. And results may vary. Results are never standard for every single person, because everybody's different. Everybody's got different goals. Everybody has different needs and all of that. Everyone's got a different diet. So with that said, thank you for watching this video. Check out Cordyceps M or Cordyceps Sinensis, and wish you a happy peak performance life.